Welcome back everyone to another Bitcoin update. So we are getting started on the um, larger time frame. We have seen a very nice move from Bitcoin that was very great to see. And now that it has happened and broke above our swing high and our resistance zone as well, we were talking about how it starts to add more and more weight to the white scenario. Many people can say it was because of a news related event. However, because of that momentum that it has brought and breaking above swing highs, well, it starts to add more and more weight towards this white scenario. But I do want to make it clear that we have only formed a three-wave move. So we have seen a little bit of rejection from our larger resistance zone that I added for today. Our support zone for this fourth wave is between 70,000 to 68,415, and our point of invalidation for this setup would obviously be a break. Our first indication would be a break below our swing low here at 67,850, and then obviously the second one here at 66,600, and then this one here at 65,800, and then obviously our final one here at 65,000. So those would be some of our indicators that we are indeed just in a larger degree 1-2 setup to the downside, in which we could get a third wave to the downside. So it is very important for our next move. Is this third wave hasn't really showed any sign of stopping or that a top is in. What we would want to see is a three-wave move that could indicate the end of the third wave, and then a bounce from this support zone that we have added. Obviously, the higher that this third wave goes, the higher that this support zone will go as well. So we very well could actually go, and it would look best if we did go a little bit higher in this third wave, maybe towards this section up here at 74,000, just for liquidity as well. And it can obviously break us above that April low that we had from 2025, and then also a break above this swing high would also be very nice to see. But obviously it does not need to all happen in that third wave. We very well could have topped, but just know there hasn't really been any real sign. We have seen a small sell-off, but it isn't anything too major to indicate that the top of this third wave is in. We very well could get one or two more highs, or maybe a little bit higher, before getting that fourth wave. Obviously fourth wave, so we don't need to go to the support zone, but it is there. It isn't a magnet where it says it has to go here, but if we were to start to break down, then we can start looking for that support zone. We very well could go a little bit higher, and maybe we just go sideways for our fourth wave, and then we go higher in our fifth wave. So that's something to also watch out for as well. Now, there isn't really anything too crazy other than that, other than just this larger third wave move, which we have seen, which is very nice to see. And yeah, our support zone and our resistance zone between 72,000 to 74,000 as well. That will be very nice to see how this plays out as well for rejections, and if we're able to break above it as well. So our first indication for we would be going higher is, one, we need a break above this 74,000 level. Maybe this could be another high in this third wave, in which we want to see then a three-wave move into support, and then we want to see a five-wave move up in that final fifth wave, which could very well mark the very end of this larger A, B, C pattern. And unless if this could have all been an A wave and then a B wave, and then this could be our final 3, 4, 5 wave move up, and then we could get the start of that larger rejection. So once we get to that point, we'll start to talk about it, but so far only a three-wave move. So if we do get rejected and we head back into this swing region as well, then that would obviously be back to basic right in the middle. But it seems like momentum is up currently, and if we head over to the RSI, We haven't seen any bearish divergences yet. We have seen this slight one here on the 1 hour, but usually when we get a sell-off like this, I typically do see it as a reset of the RSI. I take more bearish divergences that are within the same rally more seriously compared to ones that are similar to this, just because after a sell-off, it usually resets the RSI, but it is definitely valid to see that as well. If we were to be on the higher time frame and we were to see something like that, well, then that could be more of an indicator, of course, but it is not needed. Same thing for this. We had this sell off here that very well could have just reset the RSI, but technically does remain a valid bearish divergence if you look at it from a textbook, but it doesn't really seem like anything that is too serious to be taken care of. So RSI looks very good for that, and we can see too on the liquidity, longs have now taken over the shorts, and we have this final zone here between that 72 to 74,000 region, which very well could be targeted if we go higher in that third wave. And then obviously we have these smaller shorts here, which build up all the way to 80K here. If we were to extend on the 90-day time frame, we have that larger zone at 72 to 74,000, and then this smaller zone between 75 to 77,000, and then just smaller shorts along the way up to 80,000. So that could very well be targeted in our final C wave to the upside. But in the meantime, because momentum is up, we very well could see another high. However, it is very telling to see that on the heat map, if we just go down, we are starting to build that liquidity below us. So definitely something to keep watch for as well. Right now on this pullback, we haven't really seen any extreme sell-off. It just seems like more of a cool down, sideways price action, in which tomorrow when the market opens up, we will kind of have to wait and see for how buyers are wanting to react to the news related event, whether we can push higher or whether we get rejected and just head lower. But keep an eye out, because now longs have entered more on the 30-day liquidity map compared to shorts. So that's something to watch out for as well. But on the longer time frame, for the weekly, we obviously have that larger zone below us that is building up, and very smaller zone above us at that 72 to 74,000 region. So in the meantime, if buyers can step in and get interested, we very well could go a little bit higher before seeing a larger fourth wave pullback, in which we could start that final fifth wave to the upside, which could be all of our final C wave, and the B wave, which could be all of our B wave rally that we were talking about. If we were to top out around, let's say if we were speaking of these rejection points on our chart, let me just get this in, and if we were to top somewhere within the 80,000 region, this overall would be a rally of about 35% if we were to reach the top of this region before getting rejected. Now we very well could actually go a little bit above this, and then we could possibly get rejected from there as well. But once we kind of get a continuation, a break above resistance, a break above our swing high, then we can start to track where we could possibly reach in that final fifth wave and start to see how price reacts to different resistance zones, whether we break through them and just maybe like a small sell-off before breaking through, or whether we get a sustained 5-wave move down and a 3-wave move up, because then that would be a bearish indication. But yeah, so far things are looking up. Obviously at any moment this can change. Prediction before the next video, we could possibly see if it seems like this sell-off has been very slight. So if buyers can get interested, obviously it's not guaranteed. We very well could sell off. It's only a 3-wave move and we can go sideways from here. So don't be surprised if that were to happen. But as long as it's only a corrective 3-wave sell-off, which is so far what we've seen, hasn't been a crazy sell-off, we very well could go a little bit higher in the short term, maybe to that 74 to 75,000 range. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.